Are you ready?
Yes! Woo!
Hey, what's going on, everyone? For WrestleTrivia, I'm your host, Kevin J. Callis.
Yeah.
And you're watching episode 64 of Wrestling Jeopardy. This is the ultimate interactive game show where you're the contestant.
We're getting fired up and we're ready to rock!
Let's check out the categories that you'll be quizzed on, starting with explosive entrances, followed by hot dogs. Our third category is real American, and notice American is in quotations. Our fourth category is foreign factions, and our fifth and final category, as voted on by the members of this channel, they had three patriotic choices to choose from: red, white, or blue. And I have no idea what deductive reasoning you guys use to decide this category.
Oh, hi, come on in.
Which will be blue. And that means it's time for the easiest round in Wrestling Jeopardy, the jobber round.
I'm just brimming with confidence and adrenaline.
Let's start things off with a bang. It's explosive entrances for 200. Name the superstar. And that would be the American Nightmare, who is Cody Raheem Rhodes. On to hot dogs for 200. Asked in 2018 what he puts on his hot dogs, Mick Foley revealed he prefers only sauerkraut and this yellow condiment. Now, if I were to venture a guess at what the other three faces of Foley prefer, I'd say Mankind likes his with rats, Dude Love probably doesn't eat meat, and obviously Cactus Jack loves his wieners wrapped in barbed wire. But Mrs. Foley's baby boy loves his hot dogs prepared New York style with sauerkraut and mustard. On to your first clue from the Real American category. Riding a motorcycle to the ring at Judgment Day 2000, a new version of The Undertaker emerged as this Kid Rock song blasted from the arena speakers. Leaving his dead man persona in the dust, what is American Badass? We move on to the first clue of the foreign factions category. This pro-Canadian and anti-American family-oriented faction was led by Bret Hart and included Brian Pillman, Davey Boy Smith, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and Owen Hart. Who were the Hart Foundation? And let's move on to the final clue of the jobber round. It's your last chance to score an easy 200 points. Prior to forming D-Generation X and becoming the game, this superstar began his WWE career as a snobbish Connecticut blue blood. Who is Triple H?
My original name was supposed to be Reginald DuPont Helmsley, and
Reggie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do something new right now. You know when you're watching regular Jeopardy and Alex Trebek would talk to the contestants after the first commercial break?
It's really catchy and fun.
Losers, in other words.
Well, I'm going to do something similar to that. I'm going to start showing one viewer comment an episode. Our first comment comes from @MoonForKelly, who says, "Me and the wifey were playing this and she saved me on the final Jeopardy question and we got 20,000 points. Thanks for another awesome video." All I have to say to you, MoonForKelly, is you better be on dish duty or do the laundry for at least the next month because wifey bailed you out.
You are right. No, you're not right.
All right, let's get back to the board now. Things are going to be a little bit tougher, and it begins with explosive entrances for 400. Name the superstar. And that would be the Viper, Randy Orton. On to hot dogs for 400. In the build to WrestleMania 5, Randy Savage called this superstar a hot dog, a grandstander, a showboat, and a prima donna. He also called him a liar, so the Macho Man pretty much had this guy pegged like 25 years ago. Who is Hulk Hogan?
Hot dog in my whole life, prima donna!
And it's time for everyone to salute. We're back to Real American for 400. Chad Gable and Jason Jordan officially adopted this moniker in 2016. After toppling former NXT Tag Team Champions the Vaudevillains, Gable and Jordan became American Alpha. We move on now to foreign factions for the second time. Created as a foil for Roman Reigns during his run atop WWE in 2015, this international conglomerate consisted of Alberto Del Rio, Sheamus, Rusev, and King Barrett. Talk about a wasted opportunity. You just knew that this faction was the shits when they lost a 4-on-1 handicap match to the Big Dog in their second ever appearance, who were the League of Nations. And here comes your final clue of the 400-point round. It belongs to Blue. Looking like a 300-pound Smurfette, Blue Dust was the comedic alter ego of this superstar who mocked Goldust's gimmick in early 1999. Now, Goldust and Blue Dust had a fairly sloppy, paint-smeared match at the St. Valentine's Day Massacre pay-per-view in February 1999, and then the Blue Meanie became Goldust's apprentice and began calling him Mommy.
Nuzzled deep within my bosoms.
The Attitude Era, ladies and gentlemen. What a time to be alive.
I'm at a loss for words.
And speaking of time, it's time to begin the 600-point round, and it begins with more explosive entrances. Name the superstar. Who is that fire-breathing dragon who just won't retire? Goldberg. Here comes hot dogs for 600. After the Authority's crushing 2014 Survivor Series loss shifted the balance of power in WWE, this superstar was demoted to working concessions. For one night only, a returning Daniel Bryan acted as Raw general manager and dished out some revenge for Triple H and Stephanie McMahon's allies, making WWE's Director of Operations the new Director of Food and Beverage, who is Kane.
Hey, Connie, my friend Larry here would like a hot dog. Heavy mustard!
Here comes a bonus question right now worth double your score. As the Devil's favorite hot dog vendor settled into his new occupation, this future Riot Squad member appeared as Concession Kane's new manager. I'm sure she relished this opportunity. Who is Sarah Logan?
Are we all together on this? Okay, Chips. You are Chips. All right, let's go.
Here comes your third clue of the game from Real American. The first ever title change to occur on WCW Monday Nitro happened when this Pretty Boy duo upset Harlem Heat for the tag titles on September 18th, 1995. Sing it with me, everybody. American males, American males, American males, American males. On to foreign factions for 600. For 3 months in the fall of 2000, Hacksaw Jim Duggan turned his back on the USA and sided with this WCW faction led by Lance Storm. What is Team Canada? Here comes your final clue of the 600-point round, and it belongs to Blue. In August 1988, Owen Hart brought a never-before-seen blend of aerial assaults, speed, and expert grappling to the WWE as this masked superhero. Who was the Blue Blazer? We're more than halfway through the game now, and we're moving on to the 800-point round with more explosive entrances. Name the superstar. He's a rated R superstar. Who is Edge? On to hot dogs for 8. This Alpha Academy superstar was declared the winner of a hot dog eating contest on the 4th of July episode of Raw in 2022. Allegedly consuming 48 Frankfurters to defeat Angelo Dawkins and his Alpha Academy stablemate Otis, who is Akira Tozawa. We're on to the fourth clue from Real American. Officially debuting this name in 2008, Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards are a world-class tandem with 2 reigns as Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions and 5 as Impact Tag Champions. Who are the American Wolves? And here comes Foreign Factions for the 4th time. And here comes the Daily Double. This is your chance to really separate yourself from the pack or make up for lost points. The category is Foreign Factions. Place your wager now. All right, time is up. Here's the Daily Double clue. Juventud Guerrera, Psychosis, and Super Crazy rolled into WWE in 2005 on their tricked out Juan Deere tractors as this trio. No, they weren't the Three Amigos. They were the Mexicools. And the last clue before the 1,000-point main event round is all about blue. What started as a taunt by Enzo Amore wound up transforming this unknown NXT superstar into a cult figure. Who is Blue Pants?
You're the next contestant. Make your way down. Da, 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 da.
All right, time to get your thinking caps on. This is the main event. These 5 questions are guaranteed to put your wrestling knowledge to the test.
I don't really have a specific game plan.
And the first 1,000-point clue belongs to explosive entrances. Name the superstar. See, I faked you guys out there. I moved things around. The correct answer, who is Rey Mysterio? It's time for your final clue from Hot Dogs. This WWE Hall of Famer co-hosted a special live hot dog eating contest on Netflix between longtime rivals Joey Chestnut and Kobayashi in 2024. Who is Nikki Bella? All right, let's learn about Real Americans one more time. This one's worth 1,000. Scott Hall and Dan Spivey began their wrestling careers working as a tag team for Jim Crockett Promotions using this ring name in the mid-1980s. Collectively known as Starship Coyote and Starship Eagle, they were called the American Starship. All right, 2 clues are left on the board, and the first belongs to Foreign Factions. Colonel Mustafa, General Adnan, and Sergeant Slaughter formed this Iraqi alliance in 1990. No, they weren't the Baghdad bullies or Saddam sympathizers or Hussein's homeboys. They were called the Triangle of Terror. All right, don't be blue because we've reached the final clue on the board. Final Jeopardy is up next. But before that, Shawn Michaels' first entrance theme for his new cocky post-rockers heel persona was a remake of this classical suite composed by George Gershwin. And we actually have footage of this from a house show at Madison Square Garden. It's a terrible fit for Shawn, and everyone pretty much figured that out within a few weeks because HBK soon became a sexy boy. But for a brief period of time, his theme song was Rhapsody in Blue. All right, 25 clues are down, and only one separates you from being the ultimate WrestleTrivia champion. Let's find out what this episode's Final Jeopardy category is. The AWA. All right, time is up. Here's episode 64's multiple choice Final Jeopardy clue. What wrestler is recognized as the last AWA World Heavyweight Champion? Is it A. Greg Gagne, B. Larry Zbyszko, C. Masa Saito, or D. Tom Zenk? Good luck. For more than 3 decades, the American Wrestling Association thrilled fans of professional wrestling. However, by the end of 1990, the company was on the verge of declaring bankruptcy when their world champion was stripped of the title after leaving for WCW, making Larry Zbyszko the last man to officially reign as AWA World Heavyweight Champion. And that does it for another episode of Wrestling Jeopardy. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Kevin J. Callis, and I'll see you next time.